Hello, I'm JJ Davis, and welcome to our latest edition of the Bluff Sports Zone. They remembered simply a good man recently, a man who lived a full life, a life in later years dedicated to Iowa Western. Doc Ross. When you hear the name, what comes to mind? Well, of course, Doc Ross Field. But it goes beyond baseball. It goes beyond the fact that Doc was a permanent fixture on the bench. It's what he meant to the program, to the school, to Council Bluffs, that goes beyond just the games, the scoreboard. Doc. Robert Doc Ross. Korean War veteran. Teacher. Reaver Baseball's biggest fan. The Iowa Western family gathers to remember not just the fan, but the man, forever young.
Last couple of days, I've done a lot of sitting in my office. And thinking about Doc. And he would be unbelievably overwhelmed by this.
One thing that'll always stick with me with Doc is his patented response whenever he said, "Thank you, Doc," was always, "All right, well, I love you. I love you, Danny, all right?" And I'll never forget that.
Always on the road when we travel to the road games, and he would be singing different songs. One of the songs that I remember the most is "Oh My Darling Clementine." Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever. Something like that, and he goes, I love when he's singing it.
I'll be loving you always with a love that's true, always.
No one can doubt Doc's heart. He was all in all the time. And I fear that too many coaches today are one-dimensional, but not Doc. He was just as comfortable talking about things outside of baseball, even matters of the soul.
Always.
Most of us come down here or wherever you're coming from in the country, and we're scared. We're literally scared. Parents are crying, and I had tears in my eyes, and one of the first people I met was Doc. He just put his hand on my shoulder while I was signing up for classes. I'll never forget that.
I see the car starting to veer towards the right lane. I look over to Doc, and he's on him. "Doc, get up. All right, yeah, we're good.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
In the dictionary next to the word humble, humility, there's his picture.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was a humble guy, very unimposing.
Once was lost.
He'd remember my stats and remember that play you made, such and such a series, and I was like, I can't believe you remembered everything.
But now I see.
He just showed how much he cared, and you knew it was genuine. So everybody cared about him.
I taught my heart to.
He was a grandfather like I never had. Came from Oklahoma, so he really welcomed us with open arms, and he took us out to Golden Corral to eat every weekend and church.
Was blind, but now I see.
Trust me, he wanted Reaver Baseball to win every game, but it wasn't about that for him. It was about the young men. It was about who he called the boys.
He was born in 1926, became a teacher at Iowa Western in 1967, and then a lifelong Reaver baseball fan beginning in 1973. Robert Doc Ross, not just a fan, but the man amongst boys, now men, forever young.